Well, today, architecture has changed a lot, and with every passing year, there's this huge, recognition of how we need to create awareness, we need to reduce the carbon footprint, and it's now not something that is isolated, it's something that is integrated into a project from day one. So let's say if you were to compare it to 10 years ago, people use the word sustainability, but they did a little bit like water recycling. But today it's about what material you're using, where are your workers coming from, and how you can manage to keep the site as it was with minimal intervention. So there's so many more factors. So design actually take cognizance of sustainability from the very first initial concept. I think everything is becoming more inclusive in a way because cities are urbanizing at such rapid speed that a lot of buildings need to have a lot more facilities now within them than used to be before. For example, you won't have so many additional facilities in an office building earlier, or so many additional facilities in a residential building earlier as today. So today you want to do it like, okay, if I'm living somewhere, I should be able to go to gym, I should be able to go to swimming pool, I should have play spaces, I should have a place where I could have a meeting if I wanted to. So there are all these additional spaces that are required. So every project seems to have become a little more inclusive. Architecture design can do everything to elevate the consumer space. That's what it's all about. So it's not about just doing a building and the outside and how it relates to the environment. It's about, because at the end of the day, there are people who are going to use these as personal spaces, right? Whether it's an office, whether it's a house. So that personal space has to be exciting and innovative and new. Every person should have some outdoor space of their own. This is again something that was not there earlier. And during all of COVID, a lot of changes have happened and people want that private open space of their own. It's not just enough to live in a glass wall building where you can open the window 6 inches. You need to be able to step out. This happens at every WAF. Every WAF you come to, you hear things that make you think differently. It may not be everywhere, but there's that one project that will catch your eye and it will make you look at a thing differently. There's another project and it may not be even related to you. It may be in an isolated location on its own, but it still makes you reflect on what you are doing and is what you're doing correct or could you improve it further. I think that's the biggest takeaway from WAF. It's about seeing projects from different countries, different locations, different contexts, different kind of users and how they are being used and how problems have been solved in a very interesting, innovative, new way. There is always something to take back from WAF. So I look at it this way, that WAF actually expands the way you think simply because of the exposure that is giving you from across the world. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is, yes, of course, you make friends and let's say later on, you get a project to do somewhere else, which is not really your location. You could tie up with somebody that you met at WAF. And that has happened in the past. So we've discussed this with people I've met at WAF, made friends with at WAF. It's a different thing that that particular project did not materialize at that time, but it creates all these relationships where you could work together on a project as a team.